Where's
All
the
right, so this
hill?
is my pretty scary tale of getting trapped at the top of Sunshine Ski Resort yesterday. And let me start this off by saying that nobody pushed me into this. I don't blame the ski resort, completely on me. I just made a couple of mistakes. So let me quickly explain the situation. I took my daughter and her husband skiing yesterday, and they haven't been out in a bunch of years, so they were having a great time on the mid-level mountain, Mount Standish, and I decided to go all the way to the top because I know that there's an easy way down for them, and you get great views, and it's just a wonderful thing. But a storm had blown in, and I haven't been to Sunshine in a few years. So I talked with the guy in the lift, and he said, yeah, there's an easy way down, no problem. Just get off the lift and go to the right. And it's a little steep at the top, but it's really wide, it'll be fine. So I did that. And right at the top here, I had a couple of people pass me, which was fine, and gave me some confidence that I was at least going in a reasonable direction. But after a few minutes of skiing in flat light, which means you can't tell hills from dips, so you really can't tell what you're skiing in. It's just all white on white, and in a storm. I ended up in some extremely deep powder with no one around, and worse, I found myself in a couple of valleys.
So here I am at the top of Sunshine, and as you can see, it's not that this is that hard to ski, it's that you can't see where you're skiing. Let's just take a little look around here. Yeah, lots of white, lots of steep.
And when I say that, I had skied down and I had to lean back on my skis because the powder was so deep. My skis were just going deeper and deeper in the snow, and I certainly couldn't see them anymore. But I had enough speed up that I was able to sort of ski up a side of a little valley a couple of times. But then I couldn't get out. So I stuck my ski pole in the snow to see how deep it was, and it went up, well, as deep as I could get it, which was the plastic handle. So the snow is at least that deep, which means you can't walk in it. So my situation is I have no speed, no momentum, no one around, in a blizzard. And when I say a blizzard, I don't mean like the worst storm ever, but it was serious. It was really windy and snowy. And that's when it got really scary. So I took these videos to sort of calm myself down and try to stay rational. In the end, I was able to pull my way out with a little bit of gravity from skiing up in these valleys and find myself a fence, which meant I was obviously at the edge of the resort. It wasn't a snow fence, it wasn't like any of the other fences I'd seen. And my big relief came when I ended up on some tracks that other people had been on, so at least I know humans had been there before. And then I saw a parachute coming up the hill. So somebody was paraskiing up the other side of the fence, and then I just continued to muscle my way through this, and then eventually rejoin other skiers. And I can't stress this enough, I hadn't seen anybody in 15 minutes in this blinding snowstorm. Incredibly deep snow. I was covered in sweat. It was pretty terrifying. So the point of this isn't to blame anybody. It's completely on me. I made a couple of mistakes. The point is that this is just a cautionary tale to be careful when you're an intermediate skier like I am, that you don't end up in hell. Now here's the fun part. On the way back down the hill on the gondola, at the end of the day, we ended up in the cabin with a great couple from Quebec. And they had said that they had a 4-star general from the States who had had a similar situation at one of their mountains and had ended up face down after wiping out in the deep snow. And he died. He suffocated. When you're upside down in that deep snow, you can't get your skis off, so you can't swim. You can't get your way out of it. So once again, just a cautionary tale. If you're an intermediate skier in bad weather, you got to be careful in the Rocky Mountains.